to the first round then, and last weekend it finally happened. We've been building up for years. Scott Quigg met in the ring Carl Frampton, and it was a little bit of a disappointing pay-per-view. I was trying to build it up there. We talked about judges last week in Germany, and then it kind of happened in the UK. It seemed like one of the judges was almost watching a different fight.
Yeah, I thought, no, the two judges who gave it to Quigg, both Frampton side for 3 or 4 rounds, was pretty much spot on. I thought the fight was a bit anticlimactic. The first 6 rounds were quite negative. Quigg didn't do a great deal. I thought Frampton done well, to be fair to him. I thought he did exactly what he had to do. He won the early rounds. He won enough of the last few rounds to get the win. I thought Frampton boxed well. I thought Quigg was quite disappointing. Yeah,
what happened to Scott Quigg in the first, 6 rounds, really? It was almost bemusing watching him.
Yeah, that was odd. Do you know what? I think there's a bit of footage where Joe Gallagher said to him after, say, 6, 7 rounds, he said, Sky have got you losing most of the rounds.
6-1, I think it was, yeah.
And Quigg was like, what? And I thought, how can you be surprised? You haven't done anything. You can't win rounds. If you don't throw punches, you can't win rounds.
Were they genuinely surprised, do you think?
He honestly, he seemed genuinely surprised. Joe Gallagher seemed like, Joe thought he was going to kind of be closer at the halfway point. To me, Scott actually seemed quite surprised. But I don't know how he can be that surprised, because if you're not throwing punches, you can't win boxing rounds.
And also what gets me is there was a bit of talk of a rematch. That kind of frustrates me a lot in boxing. There's no point in my eyes, and I think Barry McGuigan has actually said it's not an attractive fight for them, and they mentioned Santa Cruz as a possibility.
That's a great
Who also
fight.
won the weekend.
I think Carl Frampton boxed really well. I think he's put himself now up in the upper echelons of the super bantamweight division. You've got Santa Cruz. You've got Rigondeaux, who we all want to see, I know Dev's no guy.
Oh, God. I love it how you looked over to Dev's corner. We'll be going to you in a minute, Dev, don't worry.
I think Frampton set himself up quite nicely. I think Quigg's now got a kind of a rebuild. It won't take him long to get back to the top, because he's a good fighter, and he's a better fighter than what he gave himself credit for in that fight. If he kind of goes and takes the ball by the horns earlier on, he's still a very, very good fighter. So hopefully he can kind of get back to that level and come again.
Yeah, no, he certainly is. Come on then, Dev, to Dev's corner.
Well, another man not impressed with any of this was Guillermo Rigondeaux.
Hey, we knew you were going to say it.
He's my guy. And he went on Twitter, and I think it's him, it's probably someone do it for him, but he went absolutely nuts. Have a look at some of this. So this was in the build-up. He posted this sort of cartoon here of Quigg and Frampton. Whatever happens, mate, don't you be stupid. Keep our belt home. Don't fight Rigo. I won't, I promise. It's not done there. Rigo just tweeted he wanted the winner between us to fight him. Oh, my, mate, I think we should go for the draw. He's having all sorts of fun here, Guillermo Rigondeaux.
I can just imagine what he was like, sat there tweeting, giggling to himself. Ooh,
he's a dab and a Photoshop, isn't he? Making all those little
if it's him,
animations.
Yeah. And then we've got this. He sets out his sort of dream scenario for 2016. He's got Jazz Dickens, which is, of course, coming up. Carl Frampton, Quigg, and then Santa Cruz in June. Don't ask me about the animals.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I like the animals in each of the...
No idea.
You should do that.
Why is there a dog next to Carl Frampton?
Maybe you think, obviously, the jackal. Maybe you think that's the jackal. I don't know.
Yeah,
is that a Labrador?
The bear with...
It's an Andrex puppy, isn't it?
It could be anything. And we'll carry on. Look at this. He went nuts. He then tweeted The Rock. Not Stephen Ormond, but the WWE multi-time heavyweight champion. How many times?
8 times.
8 times. 8-time heavyweight WWE champion. He tweeted The Rock saying that he should be his next victim. What's that about? He's lost it. The guy's lost it. And then finally he tweeted this picture of Conor McGregor saying, I know an Irish fighter that will fight anyone. His name is Conor McGregor. Follow his steps, Carl Frampton. Well, the challenge has been issued.